picture, I asked myself, why did Cayde have to kill him? So now I ask you, Cayde, why? There are no answers. I know because Cayde, you took away my only son. You have left a hole in my heart and my family's as well. When I brought JD into the world, I never thought I had seen such a happy family. He has brought much joy to me and many others. I cry a lot for JD, and I wish I had the chance to tell him how much I loved him. When I ran to the emergency room, I was not allowed to see him, touch him, or kiss him goodbye. You took the most precious gift of all from me.
Welcome to Inside Evil Interrogations, the channel where we uncover the most harrowing crimes and dissect the psychology behind real-life interrogations. Don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analyses of the techniques detectives use to uncover the truth. Today, we delve into the interrogation of Cayde Lish, a man convicted of voluntary manslaughter after a fatal altercation with Jeremiah Piaz. The confrontation stemmed from a heated exchange, allegedly involving racial slurs, which escalated into violence. Lish admitted to stabbing Piaz multiple times during the scuffle, leading to Piaz's tragic death. This 40-minute interrogation provides a chilling insight into the mindset of someone grappling with their actions and the methods detectives employ to extract the truth. Detectives begin the interrogation with a calm and neutral tone, asking Lish about his background and daily life. They inquire about his work as an electrician and his social interactions prior to the incident. Lish describes the altercation as a misunderstanding that escalated rapidly, emphasizing his fear of being attacked by multiple people. Forensic experts would view this phase as an attempt by Lish to downplay his culpability and frame the stabbing as self-defense. His repeated references to feeling outnumbered and threatened suggest a calculated effort to justify his actions while minimizing his role in the tragedy.
But did you stab him?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
Do you know how many times you stabbed him?
I don't.
He stabbed the victim 13 times.
I remember him bleeding, and I remember seeing the blood trail, and
Cayde Lish was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter and use of a deadly weapon. The district court sentenced Lish to a unified term of 22 years with a minimum period of confinement of 10 years. The fight between Cayde Lish and Jeremiah Piaz happened just after midnight early Saturday morning at the Canyon Crest Dining and Event Center in Twin Falls. Justin Aslett, who was best friends with Piaz, said the fight was over a racial slur Lish made towards Piaz. That's what made JD mad, because he's always been non-confrontational until something crosses the line, said Aslett. Aslett spoke to Piaz's girlfriend who witnessed the fight. He says Lish stabbed Piaz over 10 times. Murder too, at least, Aslett said. He deserves life in prison, and that's the bare minimum. He does not deserve to see the light of day. He does not deserve any freedom. Twin Falls County Prosecutor Grant Lobes says he can't comment on how many times Piaz was stabbed. Court documents claim Lish stabbed Piaz several times. My job and the job of the police is to investigate these cases objectively and determine, based on the facts, what the appropriate course of action is, said Lobes. That course of action is the voluntary manslaughter charge with a weapons enhancement, not the second-degree murder charge these friends and family of Piaz want. Individual decisions on whether to charge somebody or how much to charge them, you can't take a poll on that every time, said Lobes. We have to take that case by case and look at them objectively based on the facts. Even still, Aslett and others are holding out for a stiffer penalty. Hope is all we have right now, said Aslett. I can't make the prosecutors do anything. Lobes says he understands the concern of Piaz's family and friends, but holds to the fact that this fight resulted in Piaz's death, fits voluntary manslaughter and not first or second degree murder. Cayde would appeal the case, but the appellate court wrote that sentencing is a matter for the trial court's discretion. Both our standard review and the factors to be considered in evaluating the reasonableness of the sentence are well established and need not be repeated here. Applying these standards and having reviewed the record in this case, we cannot say that the district court abused its discretion. Therefore, Lish's judgment and conviction are affirmed.
Okay, we got that out of the way. Do you live here in town then?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived here?
Probably a year and a half, somewhere like that.
Where are you from?
Arco, Idaho, originally.
Were you kind of born and raised?
Yep.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm an electrician.
Where are you working at?
I'm at Chobani right now.
Oh, yeah.
The yoga plant.
Helping them get all that put together, huh?
Mm-hmm.
When do they expect to be done with that?
I don't know. They expect to be operational from one standpoint. I mean, not fully operational, but a little bit of production by December. But other, full production, I have no idea. It's,
Yeah. Have you been out there since the start of it?
I think I originally started in like February.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things do you do on your days off?
On my days off, well, I don't get many. I get Sunday off.
Oh,
lately.
are you supposed to be at work today?
Yes.
Did you call in or?
Yep. I was at Canning Crest with my boss.
Oh.
So, and he had left, and immediately after all this happened, I tried to call him. My phone died, and then as soon as I got home and plugged it in, I let him know, and I called him before I came down here.
Oh, what's his name?
Derek.
Derek
Foot.
Derek Foot?
Mhm.
Okay, so he knows, did you tell him you just weren't coming in at all today, or gonna be late, or what did you tell him?
I texted him, and I said I'm pretty beat up, and I may not make it in. If I do, I'll get in there as soon as I can. Talked to him this morning, and I said I'll try to get there as soon as I can, but there's no guarantees, so.
He was okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I said, we're just kind of figuring out what happened out there tonight, and I don't know how much TV or whatever you watch, but typically,
Sure.
before you talk to a detective or anything like that, they usually advise you of your Miranda rights.
Sure.
Are you familiar with those?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and advise you of your Miranda rights because it's
Okay.
kind of standard operating procedure. Anytime I talk to somebody, it protects you, it protects me, it protects everybody involved, but it makes you aware of kind of what's going on. Okay? The first one is you have the right to remain silent.
Sure.
You understand what that means?
Yep.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Okay. You have the right to have an attorney present with you while you're being questioned.
Okay.
If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you at no cost.
Okay.
And you have the right to stop answering questions at any time.
Sure.
Do you understand those rights?
I do.
Okay. And you're down here voluntarily on your own.
Yes, I am.
You volunteered to come down here and talk to us
Yes.
and tell us what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to know what happened tonight.
Okay. Could I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is this guy okay? Is he?
I haven't heard the latest on him yet.
Okay.
But obviously he was involved in the fight as well. And so I'm just trying to piece it together what happened.
It is likely that at this stage, the detective is a homicide detective and is fully aware that the victim is not alive.
Okay.
And, once I get some more information, I'll let you know.
Sure. Okay.
I'd just like to know kind of from your point of view as to what happened tonight, how this started.
Sure. Like I said, I was there with my boss. Got dropped off there from some of my friends. I was there for a few hours.
What time did you get down there?
My buddies were going to a movie, and I think it started at, I'm not sure when it started, 9 or 9:30.
And when you say buddies, who is it that you're?
Cayde Lish, which that's where they picked me up from.
Okay, that was out. Okay.
Yeah, and his good friend Brent Hilliard, I think his dad's actually the chief of police. Brent Hilliard and his wife.
Okay. And they were gonna go see a movie.
Yeah, they were gonna go see a movie, and they wanted me to go, but my boss, I wanted to hang out with him, so they dropped me off at Canyon Crest.
Okay. And that was around 9?
Yeah, I'm gonna say somewhere around 9.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then what happened from there?
From there, I went in, met Derek, sat down. A few other guys I work with were there. Had some drinks, talked, and eventually everybody, it was time to go home. We both had to work today, so we decided to go home. I went outside, and I was talking to a random girl that I think she had a cousin that I went to school with. Anyway, I was talking to her, and
Do you know her name?
I can't remember her name.
Okay. And it was outside though?
Yeah, it was right out front. Yeah, right out front.
And Derek, right?
Mhm.
Your boss, he'd already left at this
Yeah, he
point.
was gone.
Did he drive, or did he get a cab? Or
I'm not sure, because we were all talking and everything. He was talking about how he was going to go home, and I went out back on the patio, and I was talking to some people, and by the time I came back in, he had already left. So I'm not sure how he got home. I know he lives pretty near to Canyon Crest in some apartments, so he may have walked. I'm not sure.
Okay. So you're out front, you're talking to
Yeah,
some girl, you know, her cousin or something?
Yeah, I went to school with her cousins, and we got to talking, and a kid came out, and I was talking to her, and he said something, and I can't remember. It was something derogatory, something negative. He said something negative, and I looked over, and I recognized him, and I recognized that this kid had started some drama before at a bar, and I'm not even sure what his name is. He just knows my friend Cayde. They're like previous acquaintances or something.
Okay.
Anyway,
So you've seen this kid before?
I have seen him before, yes.
And
And
it
last
was-
time that I saw him was at the Pocket, and he had started some drama there.
What do you mean by drama?
Just saying derogatory, negative things, trying to start a fight, basically.
Okay. Do you recall anything, like what he would have said?
I remember what he said at the Pocket when I saw him previously.
What did he say then?
And this wasn't the same night. This is weeks ago.
Right.
He told me that, my best friend, his name is Cayde, my name is Cayde, we're always with each other. He made a statement that he figured that we were gay because we hang out with each other so much. And he had some buddies that, that joined in on and I've never even met the kid, and he's called me gay. Anyway, that's what started the whole deal, and that's where I recognize him from.
Did it ever get physical over at the Pocket?
At the Pocket, no. He did have some friends that told me they're going to wait for me in the parking lot. But when I left, they weren't there. They didn't see me. I don't know. They weren't there. So.
And this was a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay. So you're outside Canyon Crest, and
Outside Canyon Crest,
and
talking to a girl.
this kid says something again.
He says something negative, and I look over and recognize him and said, "Oh, you're that kid that called me and my buddy gay."
From the Pocket.
Yep. And from there, he said something. I said something. We got into a discussion.
Friends who were present would state that Cayde was calling the victim a racial slur.
Getting kind of heated. His girlfriend, I remember her, getting pretty heated too.
Do you know her name?
I don't know her name.
Okay.
I'm not even sure what his name is, and he may have told me, but I can't remember. Anyway, we're getting into a pretty heated discussion. Waiting for my cab. Cab pulls up, but it's somebody else's, and they take off. And
So you'd called a cab by this point?
Yeah, I called the cab. I called the cab inside the bar, and I was outside just waiting for
Just
it.
waiting for it.
The fact that Cayde attempted to call a cab could signal that this was indeed manslaughter and he did not have malicious intent.
Mhm.
Okay.
And my cab gets there, and here's where I'm getting confused, because I'm trying to piece everything back together, and I'm not sure if we got in altercation, the scuffle, the physical scuffle, before I tried to get in the cab or after? Because I tried to get in the cab and the cab driver said, no, you're not going. And he kicked me out of the cab, basically.
Why did he say that?
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm not sure if we had already gotten a physical altercation, or if maybe we were me and this kid were, in a heated discussion yelling at each other, but the cab driver, either way, was like, no, you're not coming with me, you're staying, and he drove off. But I cannot remember if it was after we got physical or before. I can't remember.
But at some point you did get physical with this guy?
Yes.
Was it just one guy?
Detectives begin to challenge Lish's narrative by presenting inconsistencies in his account. They focus on his claim of self-defense, contrasting it with the excessive force used, stabbing the victim over 10 times. Lish struggles to recall specific details of the altercation, citing adrenaline and fear as reasons for his fragmented memory. This phase highlights Lish's growing unease as detectives introduce evidence that undermines his story. His inability to explain the excessive violence and his attempts to shift blame to the victim and bystanders reveal cracks in his narrative.
I think so. I remember I got hit. I got hit multiple times. My jaw is pretty sore. I know I got hit pretty good amount of times. And I remember it went down to the ground, and I'm not sure if somebody's kicking me or I remember when I was getting hit, I was thinking there's multiple people kicking me.
This furthers the argument that he was acting in self-defense.
Because he was talking about, when we were in a heated argument, he was talking about his buddies and how they were going to throw a blanket party on me and they're going to sell me down. And I don't know.
Tonight, just prior to
Yes.
the physical, he was making comments about his buddies taking care of you.
Yep, him and his buddies.
But you didn't see anybody else?
No, the only thing, I guess I got hit and I was kind of dazed and I was getting hit. And it was in my mind that there was more than one person, but I don't remember looking up and seeing, I don't know if his girlfriend kicked me or if she was kicking me or, hopefully there's surveillance or videotape.
While we don't know if his statement that he hopes there is video surveillance is genuine or not, he could be trying to portray himself as a victim.
I'm not sure. It was in my mind that I was getting kicked by like 2 or 3 people and getting hit.
And when you're getting kicked, what position were you in?
I remember, I got punched. We kind of wrestled around. I want to say it went down to my knees. He was kind of down to his knees, uppercutting me.
So were you on top of him?
I'm not sure. I got hit. He whacked me pretty good. I was dazed and adrenaline and having a few drinks. It's just kind of a blur, I just remember getting hit and telling him, you guys need to get off me or I'm going to stick you. I'm going to stick you. You guys need to get off me. And that's what I remember. That's it. Other than that, I remember him bleeding, and I remember seeing the blood trail and being kind of scared. I grabbed my cell phone. I think I took off running. I tried to call. I tried to call my boss, or I was dialing 911. My phone died. It was one of those two, but my phone was gone. And then I walked clear to where I was found, probably 6-7 miles.
You walked all the way from Canyon Crest out to the trailer park?
Yeah, I walked to the gas station right there close, and then talked to the gas station attendant. And
At which gas station?
It's on Addison. It's the last one going out of town.
Oh, the
towards
Oasis.
Violet. Yeah.
Right across from the old hospital.
Yeah, I talked to them about it. He said, "Holy hell, what happened to you?" I talked to him, and there were some people that came in, and they offered to give me a ride, so they gave me a ride from there.
Okay. Now, you said you got in a scuffle with this guy, and were you guys exchanging punches?
I don't know that I punched him at all. I know that he punched me.
Okay.
He punched me, but I don't know that I punched him.
No, you said that that you were gonna stick him. What did you mean by that?
I had my pocket knife, and I said, "You need to get off me, or I'm gonna stab you, stick you, stab you." At this point, I didn't know how many freaking guys were hitting me. was kind of scared, you know. And I was dazed. That first hit about knocked me out. Yeah, I didn't.
Do you remember stabbing this guy at all?
I can't remember what position we were in when it happened. I can't remember if we were on the ground, if we were standing up. I can't remember the exact position.
But did you stab him?
Yes, yeah, I did.
Do you know how many times you stabbed him?
I don't.
More than once?
I think
Twice?
I think so. I couldn't tell you exact amount.
Is this cut, is that a result of?
I'm not sure how that happened. I could have stabbed myself. I could have landed on glass. I'm not sure.
Okay. So this altercation
Sure.
started as you were outside waiting for the cab, just talking to a girl,
Yes.
and he said something to you.
Yeah, he said something.
Do you remember what that was he said?
I don't.
Did he like immediately like challenge you after that, like come up and get in your face, or did you go over and confront him? Do you remember how that?
No, he said something. He said something. He said something negative, and I caught it and said, I can't even remember what I said. I just remember saying, "Oh, you're that kid, you know that." I said, "You're that fucker that said me and my buddy are gay together." Blah 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 blah. I remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing that I said to him.
And then it just kind of escalated after that?
Yep.
Okay. But you don't remember if you had got into the cab before this or after this?
No, and see, that's where I'm getting blurry. I want to say that maybe we got physical, and the cab driver witnessed it, and I was getting in, and he said no, or maybe we were still yelling at each other, and he said, "No, I'm not taking it." That's the one thing that I'm really confused about. I'm not sure, you know, why he would kick me out, or at what point in time it was that he decided that he didn't want to give me a ride. So.
You know, you said that you noticed the blood, that he was bleeding.
Yes,
and
I did.
And that scared you.
It did, yes.
And that was that before or after you stabbed him?
That was after.
Okay.
Mhm.
But you don't recall maybe how many times you stabbed him?
I don't recall
Where
how many times.
where you stabbed him?
I want to say in the back, maybe. Like, I know that we were wrapped up, I think.
Like face to face?
Well, you know, kind of like in a clinch. I don't know if he had a hold of me, or if I had a hold of him, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Were you on the ground?
Yeah,
or
see,
standing
I
up?
don't remember if I was on my knees or if we were standing up. That's the part that I don't remember, but I know it's either in the side or in the lower back area.
Okay. And you think it was more than once, but you're not sure?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did you say anything else to him while this was going on, while the fight was going on, after he said, "I'm gonna stick you or stab you"? Did you?
I just warned him, you know, I just said, "Fucking get off me or I'm gonna stab you, I'm gonna stick you." After he got up and I saw the blood,
Did you say anything to him at that point?
I think I said, "Oh, fuck, you're bleeding bad." And I think that's the last thing that I said.
Okay. And then where did you go after that? Which way did you leave?
I think
Cayde Crest. Do you remember?
I think I took off running, but I'm not sure.
Like through the parking lot, or through the dirt parking lot? I mean, in which direction?
Through the park, I don't remember.
Okay.
At this point, my adrenaline's going so bad, it was just kind of.
Do you know if you headed towards Washington Street or towards Blue Lights?
I think so, and I was lost and delirious, and
Okay.
it took me a while. I might have did zigzags the whole freaking way to the gas station.
Did you run the whole way to the gas station?
No, I walked.
How far did you run, you think, after this?
I think I ran for a little bit, maybe out of the parking lot, and then I started to walk, I think.
Did you walk straight down Washington? Or do you know which route you took?
I'm trying to think.
Do you know
I did.
Washington Street?
Yes, I didn't walk straight down the middle.
Did you go by Walmart at all? Or did you go?
I remember seeing Walmart, but
did
I
you
didn't
go by the college?
I think I went through part of the college, I think, at some point.
Like did you cut across the campus?
I think so, yes. I was kind of lost, and
Okay.
I wandered through some neighborhoods for a little bit. I wasn't sure where the hell I was going.
Okay.
And then eventually I found Martin Street, and from Martin I figured out where I was at.
Okay. So you'd never been in a fight with this guy before
No.
tonight. Did you know if he? Do you know if he was like a violent guy? Do you know if he had?
I know that he had tried to start a fight before at the Pocket, and then his friends really wanted to fight, and they told me they were going to wait for me in the parking lot. That's all I knew of him before that. You know, before the Pocket, I've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
I may have seen him at a party or something, but I've never talked to him. So I think my buddy Cayde might know who he is better. But yeah. So.
Okay. Once you got to the gas station, did you get a ride from there?
Yes, I went in, got a bottle of water, and I got some cigarettes. And I talked to the gas station attendant, told him what happened. And I'm telling him what happened, and as I'm telling him, there was a lady behind me standing in line, and she said, "Oh my God, blah, 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 you know, can I give you a ride?" And I said, "Sure, yeah, I'll take a ride." And she gave me a ride.
Just some random lady? Did you get her name or anything?
No.
Okay. And she took you right over to...
She took me to the trailer park.
To the trailer park?
Yep.
Okay. And then once you got over there, what did you do?
I went in.
Obviously, you changed.
And what happened. And
What did you tell him? Did you, like everything you just told me, or did you just say?
everything I just told you.
What did he say? What was his response to you?
Well, he was just stunned, and I said I should probably call the police. You know, I stabbed the kid. He could be dead. You know, I don't know what his health condition is. I don't know if he's okay, but. And I told him I tried to call my boss. I tried to call him, and I know I was dialing 911 when my phone died. Just boom. And I had, you know. My phone didn't work until I got there. I had to plug it in. Otherwise, I would have called him for a ride.
So how long were you at the house before the police showed up?
I think I got there at 4, just before 4 o'clock. And I think you guys showed up at 6. I want to say 6.
So about 2 hours or so
Yeah.
before the
Yep.
police arrived. Okay.
Yeah, I plugged in my phone, and I texted my boss, and I told him what happened. Because he was expecting me at work today at 6. I told him what happened. And then I fell asleep, passed out. I don't remember even falling asleep. I just remember sending that text and then being out.
Do you need more water or anything?
Sure.
All right. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Sorry about that. I got sidetracked.
Oh, that's okay.
I got you some water here, though.
Thank you.
So, I just want to clarify something because I don't know how many people are involved yet.
Okay.
Because you know, the way you kind of described this to me, I just want to make sure I got everybody involved.
Sure.
So, you said that when this fight was taking place, and you're kind of wrapped up with him or whatever, you said it felt like, or you thought maybe there was multiple people involved.
Yeah, well, you know, initially it was just me and him, I know that, but I got hit. You know, he hit me first. He whacked me. From there, it's kind of a blur. I know at some point we went down to the ground. I remember, you know, he had me and it was like uppercuts. You know, I don't know if I got kicked in the ribs or something.
But you didn't actually see anybody else. You just
all I could
just
see
from
was
the blows?
all I could see was punches and black, basically. You know, I was.
Okay, but you didn't actually see anybody else, though.
No, he was just talking about his buddies, and you know they're going to give me blah 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 before anything even went down.
But you
So-
hadn't seen them.
No,
He was
No,
just sitting
it-
there with the girl.
It was him and the girl, and I don't know if some other people had made their way out, you know, while we were
Right.
having our discussion,
Right, Okay.
or if they were on the corner, or if they were waiting, you know, I'm not sure.
But you didn't
I just-
actually see.
Detectives confront Lish with the number of stab wounds and the severity of the victim's injuries, emphasizing the disproportionate response to the perceived threat. Lish's demeanor shifts from defensive to remorseful as he begins to acknowledge the gravity of his actions. He expresses regret, but continues to frame the incident as an act of desperation, insisting he feared for his life. Forensic analysts would interpret Lish's remorse as a mix of genuine guilt and a strategic effort to elicit sympathy. His shifting tone suggests an awareness of the potential legal consequences and a desire to mitigate them by portraying himself as a victim of circumstance.
Anybody though?
I don't know. I didn't see anybody else hitting me besides maybe his girlfriend might have kicked me in the ribs, or if somebody else may have.
But you're just
My-
basing that
when-
upon.
Yeah, when I got hit, I was, you know, I was at the ground and I was seeing the ground. So,
Now this guy, I think I touched on it a little bit before. Did you have any other knowledge of this guy or dealings with this guy other than the press box incident?
no, the pocket.
Or the pocket.
Yep, no, that's it. I've seen him. I know I've seen him before, but other than
But you never had any.
exchanging, you know, or talking, that's it.
Okay, so just the pocket was the only time.
Yep.
And that was a couple weeks ago.
Months, maybe a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, weeks for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay, the knife. Which pocket did you have that in?
I think I always carry it in my right.
Your right pocket, just with the
clip. Yeah, inside my pocket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you grabbed it out? Did you?
I don't remember.
Did you
I don't remember grabbing it out.
don't remember grabbing it? Do you remember
know
how
I did,
you
but
were
I
holding it?
I don't remember grabbing it out, opening it. I don't remember any of that, but I know I did it. If that makes sense.
At what point did you put it away? Do you remember putting it away?
I don't remember putting it away either. Obviously, it made it back. You know,
Right.
made it back with me, but I don't remember. Putting it away. No.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't remember what time I did that, or I don't know, with the adrenaline and everything going and getting clocked, it's kind of hard to remember. I mean, the whole walk back, I was trying to figure out, did I, you know, the cab part, I couldn't figure that out. If we're already got physical, and the cab driver didn't want me in there, if it was before, that's the one thing that I'm totally unsure about. But I figured they might have surveillance cameras or something.
Yeah, I do know they have some video out there. I don't know exactly what they have at this point, but we're working on that. Okay, let me just double check it, see if there's anything else we need to get from you tonight.
Okay.
For this. Just one more quick thing that I forgot. That might be able to help us out a little bit here.
Okay.
Now, after the fight, you guys broke the engagement, broke off a little bit. What was the other guy doing? Was he standing up? Was he? I mean, what was your impression of him?
Well, and this is where I'm confused, because I'm not sure if there was like two different scuffles, you know, because of the cab. I'm not sure if we got in a scuffle. I tried to get in the cab, and the cab driver said, "Get the hell out of here," and then we went back at it, or if it was all one big, you know. But as far as afterwards, I remember him walking away, and I saw the blood, and I said, "Holy shit!"
So he
you're
was like
bleeding
walking
bad.
away from you.
Yes.
Like he turned around and walked.
Yeah,
away
he
from
was
you?
saying, "I'll beat your ass," blah blah blah. And I said, "Dude, you're bleeding bad."
Was there anybody else around him? Did anybody run up to him? Do you remember?
I think the girl was around, his girlfriend or whoever he was with, that woman. Other than that, I'm not sure if there was more people outside or not.
Did anybody else try to stop you
I-
when you started to leave?
I'm not sure. He
Confront
walked me,
you.
and it's pretty much blur from there. I don't even remember getting hit, but I know he hit me first. I mean, because I remember just telling him, I don't want to fight, smack. And that's when it went on, so.
Okay. But you don't remember somebody
I'm
trying
not
to stop you,
yeah,
grab you?
You know, I'm not sure if they were trying to break us up, or if she was kicking me, or if somebody was kicking me, or if yeah.
Okay.
I remember screaming at him as he's punching me and stuff, you know, get off me, you know, what the fuck was going on, blah, blah, blah. Didn't stop, and that's when I told him, you need to get off me, or I'm going to stab one of you guys. I didn't know if it was him or 3 people, and they kept going, and yeah. So.
Okay. Do you need more water, or are you okay? Do you want some more?
Sure, if it's
Yeah.
not too much trouble.
Yeah, I'll get you some drink.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for being patient with me.
Thank you.
So, sorry. So let me ask you this. When this fight ensued, and I think you told me before that he threw the first punch.
Yes.
Okay. And that's how you remember it, as him throwing the first punch.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes a fight after that. Was there any point that you were able to, like, be able to break away from him, get away from him, move? Do you remember anything like that?
I don't think
Did you try to get away from him?
Yeah, I didn't want to
Or
fight.
did you engage him? Were you mad at him?
I was mad after I got hit, but I didn't want to fight, and I remember telling him, I don't want to fight, as I'm getting hit. And even telling him beforehand that I didn't want to fight.
Do you remember punching him?
I don't think I did. I don't think I hit him. I don't think I punched him
Did
a
you
single
kick
time.
him or anything? I mean, did you throw any blows at him to?
I remember just trying to get away. I think he had me in a headlock at one point, and I remember trying to pull his arms off. But I don't think that I hit him. I don't think that I did. I mean, it doesn't. I don't remember throwing any punches.
So
I just remember trying to get away.
you were trying to get away from him, but he had you around the neck,
Yeah, I was just getting hit.
and he was punching you.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't remember throwing any punches his way. Now,
You know, it's possible that I could have after I got hit, but I don't remember. I remember getting hit a few times, and then immediately we got wrapped up, and it's like he had.
yeah, and I'm not saying you did, but I'm just trying to.
Yeah, see,
I'm just trying to kind of get an idea of what you were thinking, what you were,
I just
what was
wanted-
going through
yeah.
your head.
Yeah, through my head, I just wanted to get away.
You were just trying to get away from him.
Yes.
At that point, after you got hit.
Yeah.
Okay, but you couldn't.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, at what point during this struggle, I mean, did you feel like your only choice to get away from this guy was to stab him?
After I told him that I didn't want to fight, and I told him to stop, and I told him I'm going to stab you if you don't stop.
Why stab him though? Why not?
Well,
Why-
because
why weren't you-
nothing else was working. at
Did
that
you
point.
try some? What else did you try?
I tried to get away, physically, but
Okay, but you.
and through telling him, but it wasn't working. So.
Okay, so
And
let me just ask you kind of so instead of saying, get off me or I'm going to stab you, why didn't you say get off me or I'm going to hit you or kick you or something like that? Why did you automatically?
Well,
go to
because
the
I
knife?
thought that might be a cue for him to, okay, this guy's got a knife, maybe I should get off of him.
But
Because
obviously you were-
if I, we're in a fight. If I tell him, well, I'm going to punch you if you don't get off me, it's like, okay, well, what's he going to say? Okay, punch me then.
Right.
He's got control of me. So, yeah.
Okay, so
I just thought that might, and I was scared. And he'd been talking about his buddies, and I wasn't sure if they were going to come up and stomp on my head, And I wasn't sure if they were already. I know I got hit in the ribs, and I don't know if she kicked me or somebody kicked me. I didn't know if they were already there. So it was basically just I was scared, and I didn't want to fight. I was telling the kid as he's hitting me, I don't want to fight, you know. And it was just in desperation, you know. I didn't know. I was scared. I didn't know if those boys was gonna stomp my head in the ground and kill me, or if they were gonna, you know. I didn't know. So that was my act of desperation. I warned him several times, and it didn't stop him. So that's when I pulled it out.
And how long did it take after you started stabbing him for you guys to break apart? Was it immediate? Was it a couple minutes, or not a couple minutes, but was it?
It's kind of
after?
blurry. I know I stabbed him a couple times. You know, more than once.
But once
it started happening.
Did you continue to stab him after he let go of you, or what?
I don't think no.
At what point did you stop stabbing him? I guess I should ask.
When I felt that he had let go of me, basically. That's when I stopped.
You didn't go after him anymore.
I don't think so. No. But hopefully there's surveillance, you know, because it'd be nice to be able to put it all back together. You know, it's just with the combination of drinking and getting hit in adrenaline, it's hard to you know, see everything exactly the way that it went. So.
All right. Hang tight for a minute.
Okay.
Listen, I appreciate you coming down here and talking to me.
Sure.
Okay, and I you know, obviously I do this for a living. I've been doing it for a while. And there's a lot of guys that come in here and sit in that chair and they try to feed me some kind of bullshit about what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I want you to know that, you know, I don't know everything that happened in this case, but my impression of you at this point is that you're being honest and that you're telling me the truth about what happened. Okay? There's always going to be differences in people's stories and recollections and stuff like that. I mean, that's just the way it is. But I appreciate you not bullshitting me on this and being honest with me. Okay. With that said, okay, there's just a couple things here that we're going to have to deal with. Okay. First part is this guy. You know, you don't know how many times you stabbed him. Do you have any idea?
Multiple.
Okay.
I couldn't give you even a close number. I know more than once.
Okay. And that's kind of my issue with this incident that happened, is because of the number of times this guy was stabbed. Okay. You know, I don't have an exact count because the doctor, everything that's going on. Okay. But we're looking at 13, 14 times. Okay. Which is a lot. Okay. You know, a couple times I can see, you know, once, twice, 3 times. But when you start getting 10, 11, 12, 13, I mean, that's a lot of times to stab somebody.
Okay.
Okay. And I understand, I mean, you told me what happened, why you did, and everything like that, but I gotta look at everything involved here about what happened, okay? So the number of times this guy was stabbed is a concern to me, okay? The second thing here, and this is probably gonna be the hardest part to deal with, okay, is this guy's died, okay? That's the tough part. Okay.
No. Are you sure?
He's
No.
So there's a, I mean, it's gonna, I can't imagine, you know, this is a difficult situation for everybody involved, okay? But obviously, there's some things that still need to be done, okay?
Okay.
On my end, you know, it's my job to gather all the information,
Okay.
put a case together, and the facts of what happened, you know, it all seems to come out in the end, okay? But, like I said, these two issues, okay, the fact that he was stabbed so many times, and the fact that he's dead, okay, you know, it doesn't leave me with a lot of choice here as to what to do with you, okay? And you can probably understand that, right?
I understand.
Okay, so you're gonna go to jail today,
Okay.
okay? I don't know how long you're gonna be in there, okay? There's, like I said, there's a lot of things still that needs to be done, so don't count yourself out or anything like that, okay?
Okay.
But this is the process at this point. According to the information I have, this is kind of what we need to do, okay?
Okay.
So this is how it's gonna go, okay?
Okay.
You're welcome to talk to me anytime you want, okay? You know, any other questions come up, I'll try to give you as much information as I can. But, you know, obviously this is still under investigation. And some things are sensitive to that, okay? But an officer's gonna come in here and take you over to the jail, okay? Do you have any questions? Anything I can do for you right now?
Is there any way that you could tell their family that I'm sorry? I didn't want this to happen.
Yeah.
Is there any way, if you see him, if they're here, is there any way you could tell them that?
We'll pass that information on. Okay.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, it's a tragic incident that happened. But we'll pass that information on to him.
Cayde Lish's interrogation provides a compelling look into the psychological and legal complexities of a case where self-defense is claimed, but the evidence suggests excessive violence. Detectives skillfully navigate his inconsistent accounts, leveraging evidence and psychological pressure to unravel the truth. Subscribe to Inside Evil Interrogations for more gripping breakdowns of real-life cases. Let us know your thoughts on this tragic incident in the comments below.